Okay, hello everyone. So today's video is going to be me showing you more of my collection spreadsheet. It's been about 6 months since I've made a video relating to this, and I like to do these every so often just because usually the type of format I would go with is just me showing you like some updates that I'm making while I kind of just chat with you. But I've made more changes to it so it looks like significantly different in some places. Like I'd recorded me making changes in the past, but it just wasn't really something I wanted to upload, so I didn't. And so I figured I could just go ahead and do this instead because it also kind of showcases some of the changes that I've made to my collection a little bit in some places, I guess. But yeah, so first page here is just my summary page. The percentages I have here are wrong. Obviously, they don't add to up to 100%. Just because I just made some changes to this last night and I don't feel like fixing it right now, so I'm not going to. Also, I think this number for total items I need has to be wrong. Like, that just doesn't seem right. But I will say that this page is still the same. My new releases. I'm just kind of writing down every single new release. I've actually kept up pretty well throughout the year, to be honest. But there's some things I don't have yet, and I guess I'm still trying to figure out if I really do plan to get them or not. So yeah, And then we have my boy groups page, which um, so for my boy groups and girl groups pages, I totally like narrowed down like which artists and groups I have on these pages to like my top priorities. So you can see here that the first one that I have here is NCT. I collect them fully for albums, and so I mean that's why they're still here. So yeah, we have NCT Dream and Wavy and stuff like that. And One We, I don't know if I plan to change the way I collect them, just because their collection so far is like pretty easy, so I don't really have to worry about any of that. And then I have Obtention here, which is, another one of my old groups that I collect really thoroughly, so that's why they're here, of course. And yeah, so you can tell that there's only 3 groups on here, which is quite different than before. I, like I said, took some things off, especially groups that I don't collect fully like album-wise. I put them in a different place. So same thing with girl groups here. I just really narrowed it down to my priorities. So you can see I have Blackpink first, and Brave Girls, and ITZY and Twice. So those are like the 4 main girl groups that I focus on and want to collect right now. So that's why they're here. I will say, for Blackpink specifically, I wouldn't consider them as much of like a priority as like these 3 groups. But I also would say that they don't release things quick enough to the point where I really have to worry about like not like kind of like collecting them less, if that makes any sense. Like their collection is really chill just because like they don't ever have anything that comes out. So yeah, not really worried about that. But yeah, so really that's where all of this comes down to is like those like I guess 7 groups in the boy and girl groups sheets. These are like my top priorities, who I'm collecting for the most part. I really like this difference. So, and you can probably see down here the new sheet called Kinda Collecting, I guess. Kinda Not Really Collecting. These are groups that I don't really collect as thoroughly album wise, and that's where a lot of stuff has come. Like I really toned down my collecting for a lot of the groups and like artists and stuff in this section. So um, this isn't really me trying to keep track of everything that I need from them, more is just keeping track of what I have for them and like what I plan to get from them in the future, if anything at all. So like you can see that I moved AB6 here. They are far less of a priority than they used to be. I'm realizing now that as much as I do love them, and like I think I'll always have like a place in my heart for them, but I just don't connect with them in the same way that I used to. And it kind of sucks to say that, but I mean it is the truth. So I'm like really not collecting them as much anymore, especially album wise. I don't really even know if I want to get their most recent album yet. I still have to kind of make up my mind about that. And I will say one thing I'm trying to do is like separate my album collecting from my photocard collecting, because I've always seen my photocard collection as I don't know, kind of like a result, or like I've kind of seen my photocard collection in tandem with my album collection, and I realize that they can be 2 separate things. Like I don't know, like I can collect photocards and not albums. I've never liked to not collect albums if I collect photocards, but like it doesn't really make any sense. Like I can do whatever I want. So photocard collecting for AP6 is like different. So and then we have CIX. So yeah, you can just see I have all the things here. I don't really plan to get their most recent album. I just don't want it. So, and then CLC. CLC will probably get moved out of this section if and when they disband. I don't foresee a comeback coming, but I'm not gonna rule it out. I don't know. Should I? Probably, but I feel like it's not right to consider them disbanded if they're not. Like even though two members are gone, but it doesn't matter really. Same with it's like the same thing with Dio. Like as long as they're technically still together, I'll take it as it is. Impact is only here because I mean members are in the military. They're not really releasing things, but they are a group I'd like fully collect if and when I was given the chance. I love Impact so much still to this day. I will forever, I think. JBJ95, I don't really know. Maybe I should move that, but yeah. I have Kong Daniel. Not really collecting him as thoroughly. I might even let go of some of the albums I have for him. I know that I bought albums just because I wanted to collect him more thoroughly. Like that was this year, but I changed my mind on that. I think. I think at least moving forward for his releases, if I want to get the album at all, one version will be enough for me. I don't know if I want to let go of like some of the ones that I have though. And then New East, again, I actually did like get rid of some of their albums just because I love New East musically, but beyond that, I don't really pay much attention to them. That sounds kind of harsh, but like especially considering like how inactive they are, like I don't see them as like a top group for me at all. And I mean like this isn't something new. I haven't really, I don't know, been collecting New East much for like a while, but like musically I still love them like a lot. So I want to like have a collection for them in some way. So I let go of like some of the albums that I had that like have more versions that I don't need. So you can see that I have a lot less than I did before. I don't really know, like Romanticize is old and I still like plan on getting it. It's just a matter of like, I don't know when I get it. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Then we have Ong Sangu, like still holding out for a release from him. It'd be very sad if we never got another solo from him. And Jihoon, I still don't know if I want to get like his most recent album. I think I want to get my collection, but I think I don't really remember what his most recent album is called, but um, I don't really know if I want to get that yet. But so you can see kind of why I say kind of collecting, because it's like I'm choosing what I want and don't want to get for each of these artists, whereas the other groups that I had talked about before, there I'm like buying everything for, at least like for the most part. Then we have WeI, which I'm again not really collecting super thoroughly, but and then here is like everything else. These are groups that I don't really collect. I guess like group or artists I have albums from that I don't plan to really get more from. So you can see like here's a new addition. I recently bought aespa's Savage just because I really like the song, but I did buy it like secondhand for pretty cheap. So yeah, and I only bought one version. Don't know if I'm gonna buy more because I really enjoy all the concepts, but also I bought, yeah, you can see I bought the Hallucination Quest version, but I don't really know what the other one is called. The other one that kind of like has a photo book, I guess. I don't know what that one is called, but I really like the concept that in that one, so I'm still kind of considering whether or not I want to get it. But for now, I'm like not worried about it, you know. And we just have other albums that I have and stuff. Same thing with, I guess, kind of male groups and artists. Just kind of I guess random stuff that I have. So yeah, this page right here is very helpful because it gives me a place to put all of the things that are like in the middle, in between like groups I'm really thoroughly collecting, and then like this page here, which is just like completed collections and disbanded groups. So I like having this page a lot specifically for that reason. I think this page is just the same as it was before. I don't know if I added anything here. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I just added 100% here, maybe because, yeah, I think they disbanded like a month or two ago. I don't remember. And then a big change in this entire, I guess, spreadsheet deal, I don't really know, but is my photocard sheet. So I like completely changed up the way that I do this. And now it's not like super long lists. It's just like a lot more concise, which I like a lot because it gives me a more accurate number for this year. You can see 2,300 of just about almost 2,400 different items that I have, which is kind of a ridiculous number, but we're going to ignore that. And I think with my old layout, I think I was off I think my number was off maybe about like by 500-ish. So I like that I get to have a lot more of an accurate number. I like that I don't have to like, I don't know, I just like it a lot more. And it just kind of makes looking at everything a lot easier because I just don't have long lists of everything. So, and you can see that I put like notes in each of the, like in the name of the album, I put notes so that you can see the total of things that I have, and then Obviously, if I have everything, this number is going to match whatever I have here. So yeah, I just think it's a lot more helpful because it's not, I don't know, just a lot easier for me to look at. So you can see this column specifically is like boy groups, these ones I'm collecting, and then girl groups here, Brave Girls, Blackpink, ITZY, and Lightsum. I do need to update this a little bit, but for right now, this is fine. And then this column specifically is just for NCT, so I have them split up by unit, just like always. And it's specifically, this way of doing this is a lot more helpful for keeping track of my NCT collection, just because I collect a lot of different things. A lot of different eras have different numbers of cards and members that I'm collecting, so yeah. NCT Dream and Wavy, which I need to update this a little bit, so yeah. And then I really like how smaller the list for Twice is, because this one specific row is for Twice. You can see I have a lot of cards for Twice, and it just makes this a lot easier to look at because I'm collecting a lot more for Twice now, and if I were to have kept it in the same way that I used to do it, it's just like a lot. So yeah, this definitely just makes it a lot easier to look at. I do need to add Formula of Love in here, so I'll do that eventually. And it's like the same thing with Uptension, considering that different releases have different members and stuff like that. And since I am collecting OT10, it's like a lot easier to keep track this way. And I'm actually, the number that I have for Uptension cards, like it still kind of is amazing to me because it just doesn't seem like I have that much, but I guess I do. And then over here, obviously we have a gray column. It comes over to collections that are finished, I guess, or collections that I'm not worrying about, collections from, I guess, disbanded groups. So just everything kind of outside of my active collections. So you can see here I have JPJ, UNB, 101, which I have talked about collecting full group for 101. I don't know if I want to do that, but I'm leaving it as a possibility because I'm not like, I don't know, I'd like to, but I don't know if I'll be able to get to it. And we just have like 101 solos, and I have them here just because even though I don't like technically collect for any of them, like I still have the cards. And then we have like CLC, Dia, in fact, CIX. And then this last column here is just like disbanded groups, like specifically disbanded groups and finished collections. So there's all of that. And yeah, well, I will say that this just makes looking at this sheet a lot easier. It's a lot less chaotic. I enjoy that a lot. So, but I will say, I think that's like really everything. Changing up this photocard page specifically was a big project. It took me a long time, maybe like 2 or 3 days of working on this. And I will say, like, I'm really happy with the results. So that's really good. I do have to update. I have to update like a lot of this, so I will have to get to that eventually. But yeah, I'm not worried about it right now. This isn't what this video is about, so yeah. But yeah, that was everything for this video. I really enjoy, I don't know, having this collection spreadsheet is really helpful to me. Ever since the K-Collect app came out though, I will say it's kind of, I wouldn't say I don't need this because it's helpful for me to keep track of like personally what I own and stuff. And obviously not everything I own is on that app, so this is pretty helpful. And that way I just don't use it or really look at it as much as I used to. So yeah, but I think that was everything. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.